I opened it up, yeah. Then I paused to look at these baby chicks. Hey everybody, welcome to the QDecent Podcast, or as some like to call it, QDeCent. Welcome to QDeCent. I don't know if anybody calls it that, but I'm calling it that. We're here. We're doing it, man. And today I want to start by telling you about a word that was invented by a good friend of mine. Megadece. So dece, bro, it's short. It's a short version of decent. Kind of like the QDecent Podcast. Anyway, so decent, man. It's a fine word. It means that it's average, right? It means that it's okay, it's good, and it's whatever. It's not exceptional in any way. So mega means, you know what mega means. I don't even need to fucking explain that, I hope. Megadece is like a word, like a amplified version of decent. Therefore, it's not as good. It's not as good as decent. It's worse. It's lower. And I didn't come up with that word, but I do use it a lot. And I'm gonna give the credit. I'm gonna give the credit for that word to my good friend Banner Miller, MD. I don't know if he wants me to say his real name or not, so we're just gonna call him that for now. Thank you, Banner Miller, MD. Anyway, moving on. That kid's fucking Megadece. Yeah, last podcast, my brother called in. My brother Angus, that's his name. He is a music producer. He makes some dope music. You gotta go on SoundCloud and check him out. His SoundCloud is Presumed Dead. That's PREZUMEDEAD. Presumed Dead. And when he called in, that's how I introduced him. I may have used a homophobic slur when I did it, but then shortly after, I let you know that his name was Presumed Dead. And, dude, whatever. His name's Angus. And he is seriously gay. No, I'm just kidding. He's not gay. But, dude, if you ever see him on the street, you gotta call him gay. Yo, Presumed Dead. Presumed gay, more like. That's what you gotta do. I'm telling you, he'll love it. He'll love it. And if you think that is not funny or insensitive to actual gay people, then you don't get it, man. You're just as gay as Angus. Anyway, man, when Angus and I were little kids, I have this memory of our dad. He was driving us probably back to our mom's house. They're divorced. And we were really young. I remember him talking to me. Somehow gay people came up. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the conversation at all. But what I do remember is him turning his head back, looking into the back seat and saying, "I have no problem with the gays." And then bursting out and laughing, just like, and then Angus laughed, and then I laughed. I have no problem with the gays. It's the fucking funniest thing my dad ever said. Oh, man. So, dude, I love gay people. I've been to a rehab treatment center for LGBTQ people. Fucking really close to some gay people, man. But I'm always gonna use insensitive and homophobic slurs to describe my brother Angus. Fucking fag. Anyway, moving on, man. I've been trying to go running. I've been thinking about going running again. I used to be really into it in maybe 10th grade or so. It was like the the ninth grade, the summer after ninth grade, I was a fat fuck, and my mom got me a pair of Brooks running shoes. I went running. I got thinner. It was awesome. And then when I upgraded, I got more Brooks running shoes. I'm loving the Brooks. They're great. I need to go running again. But dude, I'm trying to decide in my head that if these tennis shoes I have now, like, when they wear out, am I gonna go with Brooks for a third time? Because I liked them and they're fine, or should I try and switch it up to maybe say Nike? And the reason I say that is because Nike, bro, they got the best motto or slogan. They have the best slogan, just do it. Because, bro, that's like the best advice. Just do it. That's my favorite fucking advice. And you know why? Because that's the solution to everybody's problem. Anybody in life, I think, anybody who is unhappy with their life, and this is a massive generalization, and I don't really believe in generalizations, but sometimes we gotta do them. In general, everybody who is unhappy with their life, the reason that they're unhappy is because they didn't just do some shit. And I'm not talking about people who are, I don't know, victims of abuse or victims of in the situation they were born into. Okay, you know what? Let's bring it down to America. Let's bring it down to the top 50% of the wealthy people in America. And then we're still going to cut out some outliers. God damn it, dude. I hate generalizing, but we're going to do it. If there's so many people who just need to do some shit. Just do it. They just got to do it. And then their problems will be solved, and they'll stop bitching on Facebook. And, dude, you know how I know this? It's because it's true for me. And the thing that I need to just do, honestly, is go running. So, man, yeah, maybe I'll get some Nikes. But not before my Brooks wear out, man. I need these. These Brooks are good. They're fine. I'm digging them. And I think generalizations are funny sometimes. I think it's funny to say, like, all women are stupid. I think it's funny to say that fucking... I don't know, man. It's funny to say that all Asian people are bad at driving. That one's funny. Not true, but it's funny. I dated a Chinese girl in high school. She was a pretty bad driver. She was mega decent. She wasn't the worst. But one time she thought the mailman was gonna arrest her for not wearing a seatbelt. It was so funny. We were driving down the fucking road. We were by the high school, and there was a mailman, and she was like, "Emmett, put on your seatbelt." And I was like, "Why? Nobody's around. It doesn't matter." And she was like, "What about that mailman? What if he pulls us over?" Dude, she was not born here, so there's no way that she could have known that mailmen don't have the same power as policemen, but it seems like it might be obvious. She was a sweet girl. Anyway, one time we did mushrooms together, and she just wanted to fucking have sex after we started tripping, and then we started doing that, and then she fucking called me by the name of a different dude that we were in class together with. We were in choir. We were choir kids, and there was another boy, like some fucking kid, and he was like a popular cute kid. He was fucking better looking than me. And then, you know what, I actually think it was after we were done doing the sex or whatever, we were cuddling, And she said that she came down a little bit, and she said that during it, she thought that I was this other kid. Oh my God. And I won't say the kid's last name, but I'll tell you the kid's name was Cole. And I was like, wow, you thought I was Cole for a second because you were so high on mushrooms. She also said all types of crazy shit, like that everything was a rainbow, and I don't know, man. She'd never done drugs before, and I gave her mushrooms. Probably not. Probably pretty crazy experience if you never got high before and you eat some mushrooms, and some shit probably went down for her that day. But still, that hurt my feelings. Nah, it wasn't that bad. I got over it pretty quick. Oh, man. Anyway, though, I was crazy in high school. I would do lots of drugs, and I got into a lot of bad situations, and that was great, and that was fine, and I feel like I had a lot more fun than a lot of the other people. But now I'm, like, totally different, man. And I've talked about this a little bit before. I used to be like a crazy person, and now I have this kid now. I have this son. His name's Tegan. And he doesn't have my last name, so you won't be able to fucking find him unless you try to stalk me a little bit. Not like I'm famous enough for that. Ooh, anyway, Tegan is great, and he's a little baby, and I don't have him right now. He's in foster care, but that's honestly fine, because that's where he's the safest. And one day I will have him, and that's going to be awesome. And dude, I think that has made me chill the hell out, and I think that has made me realize that life's not all about just having fun. It changes you a little bit, and if it doesn't, it's probably something wrong with you. You should go to the doctor and check it out. But it should change you, man. It should change you. You should go from being mega dece to being at least dece. Like, that's my opinion, man. If you have a kid, you should go from mega dece to dece. And if you were shitty before, you should just go up to mega dece. And the face masks that everybody's wearing, they fucking look like panties. I'm telling you, you can't leave your face mask sitting on the table at work. You can't leave it lying on your floor at home. You can't, say you're in high school, you can't fucking go home and leave the face mask sitting on the kitchen table because your mom will see it and think you're fucking bitches and leaving their panties on her kitchen table. And then a second later she'll realize, oh, it's just a face mask, because they only look like panties for a second. And I think especially if they're either like, I don't know, pink, like a sexy pink, or like a red lacy color, which is fucking unlikely, but I do have a pink mask that somebody gave me. And or if it's like black or white. I think those are pretty common panty colors, wouldn't you say, ladies? I think if they're black or white and you leave it sitting on the table for crumpled up at all, somebody's gonna think for at least a couple seconds that they are panties until they get used to it. And hopefully they don't have to get used to it, because, dude, we're virtue signaling. We are virtue signaling with the masks. Businesses are being like, oh, that guy's putting on masks on his... Sorry. Oh, the guy next door is putting masks on his employees? I should fucking put masks on my employees. Oh, shit. Costco's making their customers wear masks? I should make my customers wear masks. Whatever, man. I'm not mad because I can't beat them, so I'm joining them, and that's kind of what you gotta do. Dude, life is weird. It's weird how you gotta learn the rules and follow them. I don't really like it. But I've learned about it, and, you know, I just hope that my son has an easier time learning how to be in the social constructs and not get, you know, this is too much to hope for anybody. I can't control this, but I just hope that he's smart enough to sort of figure out early on that none of this really matters and that it's just, you just gotta be happy. I just think we're gonna be okay. You know, Tegan is gonna be all right, and so am I, and that's what matters, man. And we're here. We're doing this podcast. We're not making any money or doing any ads or anything like that. I love Monster Peach tea, by the way. We're not doing any ads, and shit, it's empty. And we're not making any money. We're just kind of talking. We're kind of talking about what's going on in the world. I'm talking to you. You're listening. If you'd like to leave a comment below, you can comment. I might not fucking read it, but I might. I'm thinking maybe if I get, let's start with a low goal. Let's say 25 subscribers, then I might start taking like topic suggestions or like maybe if anybody wants. I don't really have any authority to answer questions, but I feel like I like to give advice about stuff, and I like to talk about fucking new and interesting and controversial topics. So let's say this: if I've reached 25 subscribers, I'll put a phone number out, and if anybody wants to hear me tackle a topic or ask me for advice or anything like that, we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. And so yeah, that's just a goal I'm gonna set for myself. And yeah, so tell your friends, guys. QDecent Podcast. Tell them to check out Q's Town. And I'm hoping to get a fan or a friend to make some sort of Q's Town poster. Hang it up on the wall behind me. Oh, and did you notice my new chair? This is the podcasting chair. And this is gonna be a good story to close it on, because the way that I got this chair was pretty messed up, and I was really deep into a drug addiction when I got it. A lot of people know about me because I don't try to hide it, that I used to be really into shooting up crystal meth. And dude, one day I was living in this 1-bedroom dorm style apartment that was really small, and I had been indulging for several months now, probably, in this activity, this horribly dangerous activity. Kids, don't ever shoot up drugs or anything. And dude, I was tweaking out, all high on meth, and I saw this broken video game chair outside by the dumpster in my apartment complex. So I went out there, and one of the wheels, you know how the chairs have a pillar that come down, and then a set of wheels so it can spin around and slide across the floor. So one of the wheels had come off, and somebody was like, I'll just throw this away. So I was like, fuck, I need this thing. And I took it into my little 1-bedroom, and I thought, there's no way I'm gonna get a wheel on this thing. So I decided I was gonna get the whole wheel part off. The entire, what do you call it? Like the pillar and the wheels. I was gonna unscrew the bolts from the bottom of the chair, but then I didn't have a tool or a wrench or whatever the fuck to unscrew anything. So I decided I was gonna use my fingers, and that was the meth's decision for sure. I sat there for probably 4 hours, 6 hours, some crazy stupid amount of time, just unscrewing with my hands all these nuts and bolts from the bottom of this chair, just so that I could get rid of the wheels, throw them back out in the dumpster, and sit in this chair and pretend that it was one of those rocking video game chairs that's like this, rocking back and forth, or rocking this way, I mean. And I did it. I got to the end, and I was like, damn, what did I just do with my time? But bro, I'm honestly really glad I did it, because now I just have this thing sitting on a cooler. It's one of those Coleman coolers, and so I can literally just pick this thing up Yeah, man. So this chair is an awesome reminder of how fucked I used to be in the head, man. I used to be fucked in the head from drugs. And I still have a chair to prove it. Hell yeah, man. I might talk about more sobriety bullshit in the future, but maybe not, because that stuff often gets really dark and kind of sad of a vibe, and you know we want to keep it upbeat here in QDecent. But yeah, I think oh